Hello teachers, thank you for taking the time and watching this video. I just want to go over some things that we all should be doing in the classroom. This is a standard for every single level, whether you are teaching basic, intermediate or advanced. We all should be following the same standards. So I'm just going to go over the list. We have six. I have 6 bullet points that I want to mention. So just keep that in mind every time you go in the classroom. Make sure these things are happening. Okay, the first thing, practice with your verbs. Okay, it's very important. As you know, all the students get 3 things: a notebook, a conversation or grammar book, and the verb list. The verb list is very important. You should practice this whether it's in the beginning of the class or at the end of the class. I recommend you practice half a page every day or 1 page every day. It's up to you. No matter the amount of verbs that you practice, make sure that this is something you do every single day. I'm going to record a video later to show how I do it. Maybe you can do something similar, or maybe you can do your own thing, but whether you do what I do or you create something that works for you, make sure that every day you practice with your verbs. Okay, one more thing, we do not give students a new book if they lost it or if they forgot it, because we charge for it. The first one is free, but the second one they have to pay for it. So make sure that you don't just give them one because you see them there and here's a new book, right? They should be bringing their materials every day. Okay, so practice with your verbs. Number 2, if you are in the basic level, you were trained to follow a methodology, 9-10 step methodology. Make sure you follow that. We do not want teachers just doing whatever they want. In the basic levels, we all should be doing the same thing, and that's following the methodology. You will get used to it. The reason we do this is because we want the standard. We want all the teachers to be doing the same thing, obviously with their own personalities, with their own strategies of teaching whatever it is you are teaching. But the 9 steps should be done by everyone. Okay, step number 5 is the one where you teach whatever you need to teach that day or in that lesson. But the other 9 steps or the other 8 steps is just a thing that you need to do. All right, this is for the students to see continuity, whether you are the teacher or I am or anybody else. We are all doing the same exact thing that the previous teacher or that their other teacher. So follow the methodology. Thank you. Number 3, make it very conversational. If you are teaching intermediate or advanced levels, make sure that there is a part in the lesson where you promote conversation. Students come because they want to speak. We don't want the teacher just to be teaching grammar and doing exercises or reading or writing, whatever, right? We want the students to feel like this is the space, this is the time where they can communicate with the teacher or with their classmates, promote activities that encourage communication between them or between you and the students. Make it very conversational. Okay, that's very important. That's one of the selling points when they come here. They ask, well, I need something conversational. Well, we have that. That's what we tell them. And if you don't do that, then we are not complying with what we promised. So make sure that all your classes every day are very conversational. Take 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whether it's in the middle of the lesson or during the lesson or at the end of the lesson. Make it very conversational. Thank you. Next, finish your books on time. If you have a basic level, you have 12 lessons to finish in 12 days. make sure you pace yourself so you can finish them all on time. We don't want teachers not finishing the book that they were assigned to finish that month. Remember, the cycle is 4 weeks long. That means 12 classes. In case of teachers in the weekends or during the weekend, well, you have 4 days, but each day has 6 hours, so you should be finishing their books on time. After those 4 weeks, we start a new book, and the previous one needs to be done and over. Okay, if that doesn't happen, let me know, and we are flexible sometimes, but the standard is to finish the books in those 4 weeks. Okay. All right. The next one, when your students don't come, that's a red flag. Maybe they didn't like the class. Maybe they are not very motivated to keep coming. So we teachers need to follow up with them. You received every month you receive a student list or a student attendance list where you should have name and phone number of each of the students attending your class. So use that list, use that phone list to follow up with each of the students, whether it's with a text or if you have them in a WhatsApp group or whatever. Make sure you ask them, hey, why didn't you come? Here's the lesson. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, English is very important for you. You're going to be great. In 6 months, you're going to be speaking. You're going to improve your English. Just give us time and, just do the motivational part. Tell them to come. And this is very important, not only for the academy, but for you, because remember, if we have students, then we have a class. If we have a class, at the end of the day, we have a check. So it's one attached to the other, right? If you don't have students because they stopped coming, then you don't have a class at the end of those 4 weeks. Then you won't have a check, in the next payroll statement. So make sure that every single student is very important for you. If we give you 8 students in the beginning of the cycle, you should be keeping 8 students for the next cycle, and take those 8 students for 6 months until you finish your basic level or intermediate level, whatever it is. Some teachers get 8 students, and then at the end of the 4-week cycle, they end up with 4 or with 3. Well, that's not acceptable. We need to keep all of them or most of them. Sometimes they have personal issues, sometimes they have economic issues. We understand that, and that's not your fault. But if it's a motivation issue, or they feel they are not learning, well, that's on us. We need to make sure they are learning, that we motivate them, and that we ask them to come. All right? Because in the past it has happened that we have to let go teachers because they don't keep their students. We give them 10 students and they end up with 3. So obviously the first time we can allow that, but the second time that's a red flag, and the third time, well, the teacher is gone. Because at the end of the day, the academy needs to make money. This is a business, and it starts with you, with the teacher keeping a full class. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's very important. And the last one, follow up with whatever you guys need. Communicate with us, communicate with me, with Gabi, with Abby, whoever is in charge that day. If whatever you need, we want to give you all the tools you need in order to be successful in the classroom. So if for whatever reason you don't have something, or the classroom is missing something, whatever it is, communicate with us. Communicate with us about the students. If you have a troublemaker, if you have somebody disrupting, or if you have somebody using their phones and you don't want to tell them something, we can do that for you, okay? But you have to tell us. Whatever problem you're having, whatever issue there is in the classroom, we want to solve it. We don't want to let you handle it on your own. If we can help you, we're here for you to rely on us, and we can help you. So make sure that you keep that communication open with us, and whatever you need, please let us know. That's all for right now. I'll see you in the next video, and again, thank you for everything you do. You are very important. You are a very important part of this system, of this environment in the Academy. Actually, without you, the Academy wouldn't exist, and we all thank you. I thank you, and I know what you're doing is very important for our community. I hope you see it that way. You are making a difference, and we all make a difference together as a team, as a group. So you are part of that team, a very important element, and I want you to know that we appreciate you. See you next time.